What's up, everybody? It's me again, and it's time to lean in, bitch. We have a full screen ready to lean. We have Asia, one of our normal panelists for Real Housewives of Atlanta. Welcome back, Asia.
Hey. Hey, how you doing?
We got Lamicia, another regular panelist for Real Housewives of Atlanta. Welcome back, Lamicia, of course. And then, I'm just
Yeah.
being a little extra right now because we have a friend of mine, I've known for a long time. First time to the lean, but also first time on the reality TV screen of Real Housewives of Atlanta. She finally got her peach child. Robert, welcome to the lean. Robert got his peach. How you doing? Welcome.
How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Thank y'all for having me.
It was I said let me see if I can get since before that booking fee go up, child. Let me see if I can get him on the show because I ain't really got the money for him
Ooh.
right now. So I said let me get him on. Robert is going to be with us today, and he has a little more insight as he was obviously there. I'm sure he did a lot more than what we saw on the screen. So we're gonna get into it. Let's just get started with the beginning of the episode. We got a lot to cover. We knew that this trip was coming up. I remember when it happened, Robert. You told me like, oh, they're coming to New Orleans. I was like, it's exciting. So I couldn't wait till it happened. And this basically is Drew's trip. She brought the girls there. She has a mission to do so much better than Kenya. I mean, she said it a million times. I
It's
love
her
Drew.
life's goal. It's her life's goal.
She
Literally.
wanted to make sure that she made it a better trip, and by the looks of it, the girls were having a good time despite the little beefs. Like even Cynthia was
It's
like, "Look,
look. It's New Orleans. I mean, come
You
on.
gonna
that's
have a good
true."
time
You gonna have a good
regardless.
time anyway. So
Asia, you
I
were just
can't give
in
it
New
all.
Especially
Orleans.
if you drink.
Exactly.
Exactly. Asia, you were just
I
in
just
New
got
Orleans,
back from New
right?
Orleans this morning.
Exactly. So
I
you
was
Really?
in New
You
know.
was
Orleans
in the
last week,
city?
so that's what I'm saying. I
Yes.
can't give it all to Drew. Who doesn't have a good time
You
in New
should have
Orleans?
told me. I'm New Orleans bred and fed, baby.
I look and
Yes.
I love that hotel. That's the area I usually stay in, but that's not what we talking about right now.
Okay, so New Orleans with Drew, she made it there her mission. But one thing she did was she did extend the invite to all of the girls to bring their kids. Now, I was like, oh, okay. But to find out that none of them brought their kids, I just want to hear individual thoughts on how y'all felt about that because that was a big, big, big issue in the past. Start with you, Robert. What were your thoughts?
Um, my thoughts are, I think that little bring your kids thing, I think extending the invite is cool, but I think they made that too big on the last few episodes ago. I think they made it too big because when you look at the history of Real Housewives of Atlanta and all of the trips that they're taking, even if their kids were there, we never really get to see them anyway. And it's really not about the kids. It is Real Housewives of Atlanta, not real kids of Atlanta. So
Mm.
it doesn't really matter to me. And I mean, also, you heard them say, uh, get a nanny child and all of that stuff. Anyway, so like bringing the kids really doesn't make any sense because we're not here for the kids, to be fair.
Right. That's true.
Okay.
Let me see it. Go ahead, because you ready. Go ahead.
I just see for me, it's just a bunch of double standards and hypocrisy. For me, they made such a big deal their last show. They knew damn well they weren't bringing no kids. It's like I
Amen.
just feel like they did all of that because it was Kenya. Like they knew, like you knew you weren't bringing any children. Now you get the opportunity to bring your kid, and you still don't. So
Hmm.
point proven. Like you weren't bringing the kids anyway.
You were not.
Aisha?
You did not want to bring PJ. You didn't want to bring PJ in the first place. You just don't
Thank
like this
you.
lady. And I mutually dislike everybody. But that lady does not have the support in Atlanta.
Exactly.
So she has to bring her child. I don't really think she wants to bring her kid, drawing on everything anyway, but she really doesn't have a choice.
Uh, uh, no, hold on.
Go ahead.
She got Shay in that auntie. What happened to that auntie? What happened to Shay? She got people now. Let's not act like
That's
they ain't
true.
there because
That's true.
we
But
just
they
seen her
don't, they
all over
also
social
don't,
media
they
with
might,
Shay.
They don't be around a lot though.
but
Like
they
you see
don't,
them like
if,
every blue moon.
if they, if Kenya had the upbringing that she had, and that's their family dynamic where people be acting like they don't like her, why would they want to watch Brooklyn? Like, let's be real. Like, their family dynamic is something we do not understand.
I don't
Clearly,
understand
Yeah.
that you're correct.
That's true.
so it's just like if in her situation, if people didn't even want to watch her, why would they want to watch her child?
That's
But
Like,
true.
this is, but you know
That's
what,
true.
babies and children, I will say things change with babies and kids. Now, you can't be doing the same to as you did to your child. I mean, I'm just saying, I would have thought honestly we would have seen more of her mom. I would have thought maybe the dad, the auntie. We've seen the family. They had a whole event, you know what I'm saying, for her, or she
Mm-hmm.
went to whenever the episode was years ago. So they exist. We
Yeah.
just really don't see them. I don't really know. I think she has a village. She has somewhat of a village, you know. And I don't. I do agree. I don't think she is raising that child by herself. She has some help. It should not just be the nanny. Cause that's just me. I mean, do you think that his family is just as like off-putting of the child too?
I believe that.
You think so?
I believe that his family is not around.
mhm.
I mean, we heard
Mm-hmm.
Kenya say she's never been without Brooklyn since Brooklyn has been born.
Yeah.
You also heard her say in the past that she had never met his parents.
Yeah.
So it's
Oh
given
yeah.
very much so. It's Kenya, Brooklyn, and it was Mark, and then it's just everybody else on his family, which is here, there, and probably everywhere.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, she didn't. But where I do understand where Portia's coming from, because Portia just say, "I wasn't gonna bring PJ. I just wanted to have. I just wanted to be given the option to," and that's real. That's just
Honey, she just wanted to
Mhm.
clean it up. She
just
had to
think
clean it
about
up.
it. Just think about like when you know damn well you tired. You not gonna go kick it with your homegirls, but you want to get the invite. You don't want to not know about it. I mean, that's how I look at it. It's kids, but it's the same thing. You know, we all do it. So I get what she's saying,
Yeah.
but I do wish somebody would have brought their kids at least, just because just to dead that whole argument. Y'all basically made Kenya just as right. Y'all made her just slide on through like she did. So I would, if it was me, I would have been
They
petty.
proved the
I would have been petty and
hypocrisy.
brought my child just to be like, well, thank you, Drew, but and let me bring my child. You
They
That
know,
don't
I
want to
don't
Right.
bring.
don't
I
even
didn't.
want here.
I
I
didn't
definitely
get
don't want
the
my child
invite
in New
last
Orleans with
time.
me.
huh?
Okay.
You said what, Robert?
Yeah, my child wouldn't have come to New Orleans. No shade. If they
No, I
were
agree.
going to
I
like
agree.
another beach or
Yeah,
like Fun in the Sun somewhere, then yeah, I
yeah,
probably would have brought my child. But to New Orleans, my child has nothing to do here. She's not going on no voodoo
that's true.
tour. She ain't going on no swamp tour. She ain't going on no cemetery tour. She ain't doing nothing. And she ain't drinking no alcohol with me.
But I
So
say you
you
can't
go
hand
ahead
your
and
child
stay
no
in
hand
Atlanta
grenade.
and
That's
drink
true.
Okay.
your peach juice. And I'm going to go on down here to New Orleans and sip on this alcohol. Hello?
Man.
So,
Mm.
it's speaking of bringing the child. So this is where Robert met his debut child, where they had given Drew came in and she got the rules, and you was just like this person however you want to like. I feel like you knew it was gonna be some mess because we already know on these girls trips and Real Housewives of Atlanta it's always some mess with the rooms. So
Mm-hmm.
So
go ahead.
in the background, right,
Uh,
we had to pick all of the rooms. They
okay.
had never said make sure every person get a suite. That was none of the agreement. It wasn't any of those things. So like I knew that there were a certain amount of King executives.
Mm-hmm.
I knew that there were two really big suites and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. And I knew there was like a regular king room and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
before they got there, they were already labeled for how they wanted the rooms to go, basically. Something like that. It was like labeled with their names on them.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of figured that, oh my God, this is how it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Not with their names on it, but like the room type.
Yeah.
So it was given, go ahead, disperse at your discretion, because I already know how this go with these rooms. I've been watching y'all for a very long time, so I
Right.
know what it's about to give.
Right. So with the
Mm.
rooms, starting with you, Asia, how do you feel about Kenya not wanting to twerk or dance or nothing for the room? Because essentially, that's what she decided not to do.
Um, I don't feel no type of way about it because if that's what you don't want to do, especially with your child there, you haven't dropped your child off at the nanny, y'all not in rooms yet. Like I get it. I get where she was going with that. And then she don't like Drew. Like, I'm not here for your entertainment. I do not like you. So I'm not gonna entertain you. I'm not doing nothing with you. I'm here because it's what I get paid to do.
Mm-hmm.
So, and if she got the bad room because of that, she got the bad room. Drew don't like her. She was gonna get the bad room no matter what. I don't. We don't even
Mm-hmm.
know if she can dance. She probably was not gonna. She probably was gonna get the worst booty twerk whatever anyway. So what does it matter? Just give me my key. Give me my key. Give me my key. Thank you. I'll have Robert upgrade my room anyway.
That's what I think her plan was the entire time.
Child, it don't matter. She would have still upgraded her room because she wouldn't want to say that Drew got her room. Just like she didn't want Drew to pay for the damn check or a split check. She wanted to make sure she did it because that's Kenya. She had that's what she does. So I mean, let's be clear. Lamisi, what were your thoughts?
The only thing that I didn't like.
Go ahead.
I didn't like how she was like, "Give me my key," and Drew was like, "Well, I don't understand your anger. Give me my key." But it's just a booty bounce. But give me my key. Just give her the key.
That's typical Drew. That's typical Drew. She doesn't take the first answer.
I still gonna ask my key. You still need to give it to me. I still have to go to sleep.
It's a girl's
trip. My
key. Why would you come on a trip and be sour like that at the beginning? It's a girl's trip.
But you just said it. Kenya doesn't like her because I told you I feel like Drew has a personal vendetta. Like she wants to start drama with her, but Kenya's not giving her what she wants. I knew all along, more than likely, she's gonna take the bedroom and just upgrade it. That's what I would have did. I wouldn't have did it either. Like, I'm not booking down for you.
Because my house is
I'm gonna upgrade.
What you
I got money.
I was a little sour about her not doing the little booty bounce, especially because we had just seen Chocolate spread her legs and bust it open.
That's what Porsha
so
said.
Chocolate was showing out, and I can understand your point about the child being there, and maybe she didn't want to do that in front of her child. But I also know that it's a multitude of people working behind the scenes. So like, not saying that they had to watch your child, but they already understood that Brooklyn was coming. So maybe let Brooklyn go ahead behind the scenes with everybody else and just enjoy arriving and having fun. I mean, it wasn't really like they was going to get up there and turn into P Valley and just be clapping.
Yeah.
So I think that the little booty bounce, she probably could have just did something simple like, something just funny, just to join in. I did think that was a little souring to the moment. I don't think it was really as big because then she said the word like, "I'm not going to degrade myself for a room," and I was just like, well, it's really not degrading for a room. It's just fun. And then you turn around and you have like the little class, and she's dancing on there. So what happened to you degrading yourself?
Well,
I think what you said it was just the kid being there.
She gonna use the kid, but I feel like it's just because it's Drew. Period. That's just me.
It's because it's Drew.
It's
like ain't nobody fooling nobody.
Yeah, I mean that's all. That seems very on brand. That's what I feel like she gonna do. And then we'll talk about the Toya drinking thing in a second because we're gonna get to it. But did y'all see? What y'all think about? Because Toya actually did throw shade at Drew. The Drew's outfit and Shamia's outfit for the bikes, the little sparkly outfit. Drew's, I didn't understand what she was going for to ride bikes. That was not a bike riding outfit. It was sparkly, but I don't know where. I just don't know. What were y'all thoughts?
It gave pajama.
It did give pajamas. I just didn't. Go ahead, anybody.
No comment.
I understand dressing up all sparkly and stuff on Bourbon Street, but also being comfortable because you get dirty real quick on Bourbon.
Yeah.
So I get it, but I mean, it just wasn't flattering to her body.
It wasn't. It was very ill-fitting. It was very much so pajama set. I thought that she could go sit down with the girls and recap after the night of the day, whatever, in that kind of outfit. Because did it have a hood on it?
It had a hood.
Yeah.
It had a hood. She looked like a whole disco ball. It was a whole disco ball. And to fast forward, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not even the biggest fan of Toya, but when Toya said, "Okay, Sparkle," I love she called her, I fell out because I was thinking it. She got a sparkle or something, bling or something like that. She definitely was giving that.
Oh Jesus!
I didn't really like Shamia's outfit either. That little bag and situation. It was. I liked the bag, but I didn't really like Shamia's outfit either. So. But I guess they were just going to ride bikes. I guess those were bike riding outfits.
Yeah, because.
Well, y'all, go ahead, ride your bicycle in a onesie that got rhinestones on it.
I would wear that. I would wear that to New Orleans. I would not wear that if I was going to New Orleans to be filmed. Yeah. Like, you're not going to catch me on TV wearing that.
Yeah.
All right, girl. Do you? She know it. She dressed by the best.
What Nene said, if you don't like it, then you don't like it. I don't like it.
On the way they were headed to ride the bikes, but then Marlo wasn't there. Obviously, she said that this one took me out too. She said when she said her back was hurt, but in the I guess a flashback, she said her nephews jumped on her back, and I'm just like, no, wait a minute. Marlo is using these nephews for a lot of things, in my opinion. Not using them, but in the sense of she said last time that she didn't say it wasn't me. It was because her nephews thought that she was one of the ones in the room with Bolo. Now she's saying her nephews jumped on her back, and that's why she can't go out. I'm just like, Marlo, do y'all really feel like there's something was wrong with her back? Lamicia, Asia, anybody?
It might have
I'm
been
just
something wrong
confused by
with
the whole
that.
thing.
I,
Yeah,
I believe
I
that
really don't
something
know.
was wrong. I believe that something was wrong with her back because I was there.
Yeah.
So I knew that something was wrong. She wasn't operating like the
Yeah.
Marlo that we normally see that have fun with them. Something was wrong with her back. I'm going to give her that because I worked with Marlo the most out of all of them the entire time she was there. I was basically like her personal concierge, no lie. Something was wrong with her back. She really did have something going on.
Okay. I just don't think the kids jumped on her. I don't know how them grown nephews.
Yeah, I don't think it was her nephews.
Why would them grown
Yeah.
nephews be jumping on her back? That's just my opinion. You know, like
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to her back. All
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you is something was wrong with it.
yeah.
Yeah, she probably just sat wrong somewhere
Right.
on
That's all.
that big private jet that they had.
Okay.
She,
It's
you know what,
probably- she
Marlo
probably just sat the wrong way.
always. I can think of 3 trips where she was sick or there was one trip. I think was it Africa? Did she like get sick in Africa? It was another trip. I think she was like she stayed back from. I don't know.
She lost her passport. She didn't have no clothes. It's like it's always
Yeah, she ain't had no luggage.
It's always
she's
something.
on
So.
vacation.
But she
Yeah.
did join her later.
It's
We'll talk
always
about that too.
something.
Right. On the bus.
Yeah, every time I think of Africa, I think about that argument. That
Her, right. This thing right here. On the bus on the way to the bikes, Kenya basically told Drew for the first time that she upgraded her room. She didn't like her room. And I don't know. This is where like I get sometimes where I do feel like Drew does like want to, kind of like antagonize Kenya a little bit. I think she enjoys it. But in this moment, I just feel like
A little bit.
I don't think yes, a little bit. I think a little bit. But in this moment, what I didn't like was she was in her phone when Drew was asking her some questions, talking to her. And this is the same thing she didn't like at a previous episode when they was at the table. She didn't like them girls, like, portion them, like, like, she was trying to address. Because I feel like Drew was coming from an okay place to be like, hey, like, why you didn't tell me about your room? Like, whatever it was, like, not saying she's in control, but she's the host. So, I just found it to be a little contradictory. In my opinion, because we had just talked about this, where she was ignoring other girls were ignoring her. They weren't giving her the undivided attention when she was trying to address something, and so I just found it to be a little bit of a contradiction. But that's just me.
No, I think Drew was again trying to antagonize her, so she wasn't paying her any attention. And I love that she didn't pay her no attention. And I love the fact how she looked when Kenya said, "Oh, I upgraded my room." In Drew's face, it was hilarious.
She did.
She was like.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's like she just wanted her to be in that bad room. When she found out the room was upgraded, it was like checkmate. Like, I love
me personally. I don't think she had to tell Drew that she upgraded her room.
Exactly.
I don't think that Drew needed to know her room number. I don't think that. I mean, if I'm not satisfied with a room and we go on a trip, I don't care who orchestrated it. If I upgrade my room, I don't feel like I have to tell you. Now, that's one thing I just don't feel like she had to tell. When Drew was like, I put the trip together, I think you should tell me, and da-da-da. She said, I'm going to text you the room number. And that's all, child. Now move on. Because I don't feel like I need to tell you that.
I guess, child. It's as somebody.
I'm glad she updated her room.
As somebody
I
playing
love
trips,
it.
child, I would have had to cuss Kenya out. If you coming on trip, I plan whether production paid for it or not, and you gonna tell me something. And they ain't even control issues. It's just rude because you know that behind all of this, whether it's right or wrong, she's doing all of this because she don't like this person. And it's like, in my opinion, it's like you should have stayed your ass at home.
But the person is just trying to antagonize too, though.
Yeah.
So
Not
again,
necessarily.
it's not coming from a genuine place.
I didn't think.
I would agree with you, Doctor. The only reason that I don't is because how she was antagonizing her about giving her the key in the first place. So I would have been done from there. Like when I asked you to give me my key, give me my key.
Yeah.
I could have played along a little bit better, but Drew was literally starting on top of, well, this is how you do this. This is how you do a trip. This is how you do a
Yeah,
trip.
she kept doing it. That's what I said. It wasn't
Like,
coming
girl,
from
I
a
just want to
genuine
make
Now, yes,
sure
that.
this ain't how South Carolina was. It's just like, okay, girl. So I will say Kenya not turning around and talking to them in their face like it's rude. Because and it was weird that Kenya called it out in the first place when it was done to her because she's done it on the show
Plenty
so many
times.
times. It's
Yeah.
like, Kenya, don't be mad about. Like, that's something you really can't be mad about. You can talk about it if you want, but you can't be mad about it because you
Yeah.
do it all the time. I think they learned that from
Mhm.
you.
Yeah.
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 Yeah,
They
because
So
do.
I
I mean,
mean,
on their last trip, they had to eat like
yeah.
some weird delicacy and jump in the pool
Mhm.
for a room and all of those things. So
Mm,
what hurts doing a little booty bounce, child? I mean, it wasn't big to me.
It's New
Because had my
Orleans.
friend
They
told me
twerk.
if you want a good room,
She could have did something.
listen.
It's
Had
New
my friend
Orleans.
said you got to do a little dance to get this little room, I'd have dropped down like I was Megan Thee Stallion.
Baby,
I'd have been
I would have been
crybaby.
I would have been on all my knees trying to get that best room. I would have been out of breath. I'm sorry.
They'd have had me in the scene saying, "Child, give me some water."
Right. um.
mm,
So later on, they go to dinner, and I did like that they had the alligators. But I was just talking to my friend D about alligator, and they was eating it. Now, Porsha and this baby vegan thing is just so inconsistent because as somebody who's a vegetarian, I just be like, Porsha, just give it up. Stop using. Just say that you eat what
right.
you want when you want, because it's like, girl, she always got to clear up why she ate something because she knows she ain't supposed to be eating it. I thought it was funny, but yeah, the way she was eating the alligator, she was looking like her
Baby,
face
when
was
she said,
priceless.
it's like I'm a baby vegan. So when babies make mess, you just clean it up and you go ahead. I was hollering because I was
Mm-mm.
like, baby, that's me trying to be a vegan, a vegetarian, pescatarian, something. I see a piece of meat and I'm like, child, go ahead, forgive me. Let me go ahead and taste this. I know that I can't do it. So, I would just be honest about it because I'm always honest about it. I can't do it. I ain't trying to do it. When I see a piece of meat, I'm going to eat. Hello?
Right.
I like eating things that have a face. So
I don't like no face and
I
no
like trying
head.
things, so I'm gonna try it.
Ooh.
I like eating things that have parents. Sorry, it's
What
my
did
thing.
y'all think
Hello?
about Cynthia, Kenya, and Toya at the table? So Cynthia, I was surprised Cynthia even said something. Cynthia was just like, "You can't be doing it. It's disrespectful." And Kenya was just like, basically saying the same thing. I thought that was great, but they should have did it last week. In my opinion, they should have did it way before the trip. It's just like, I don't know. I'm not really sure, but
Yeah.
I feel like she's just not an adult to me. Toya, she don't receive stuff so well. So honestly, it don't really matter when you
Yeah.
tell her,
I don't like
how
her.
you tell her. She's not going to her. I don't know what your experience was, Rob, but from what I'm seeing on TV in the show, she's just not a mature person.
I didn't have a really big experience with Toya. You have to continue to watch because there's something else that's going to transpire that Toya is in like there. So, child,
And I can't
I didn't
wait
have
to
a
get
big
to that
experience
part. And
I
because
heard
Me,
something
I
about a
literally,
pastor.
literally just wait to the last day. Y'all are going to live. It gets better,
I already
honestly.
saw a little sneak peek of it that I wanted to tap into that a little bit tonight, actually. But okay.
Oh, about
Just watch.
oh Lord Jesus, Toya
so
needs to grow up.
she
She
does,
is
and
childish to me from watching the show. She's very childish.
She
She's
gotta
Very,
childish.
grow up.
very.
I do agree with you, Doctor, when you said something should have been said ahead of time because it should have been said in that moment when she was in Fallon's house showing out like, girl,
exactly,
you need to chill the hell out with
exactly,
everybody.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Like
So
you being
disrespectful.
rude. But we do understand for the television show, it had to be mentioned amongst the girls. I'm assuming,
Mm-hmm.
but I would have called her when she left. I would have said, now listen, you drunk girl or whatever you are.
You
Listen,
drunk
sister,
bitch.
you can't do that. You can't come in nobody's house and act like that. This person has invited you to their home, and you
for no
disrespecting their
reason.
husband. They got
You're
cheering
doing this
upstairs.
for
For
It's
no
no
just
reason.
wrong.
reason.
Yeah,
No
it
reason.
was dead ass
She
wrong.
walked
I
in
couldn't
on
get with
TV.
it. I
Yeah.
was cringing the entire time watching that. I was like, I couldn't be Fallon because Medusa would have been attacked.
Right. I wouldn't have no more snakes in my head,
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah.
They've been gone.
Yeah.
Like, it's just
Yes,
rude.
God.
Whatever.
Very.
Yes, God.
Yeah, I have
I
to
just,
in the next, I guess, next topic. I have to actually go against Drew with this because I do feel like this situation with her drinking. Now she was definitely like slightly gaslighting that girl from the beginning about her drinking. I feel like if you, huh, the drinking, like she asked it earlier on the bus, and she was just like, "I'm not drinking," and then she asked it again, and then she tried. I get it.
She already knew the answer.
She tried to reel it back into the whole church thing, but I was just like, Drew, what are you doing right now? I don't understand this.
She's setting it up to put her on blast. It's the beginning
She doing
of her
what she
setup.
do best.
I didn't
Exactly.
like
That's
it.
what she does.
I didn't like
Yeah,
it.
it,
I'm with you. I didn't like it.
yeah, I didn't like
They
that.
And
was
that's why
very
I
left
can't.
field. They were in the midst of having a whole different conversation, and then Drew just threw that in there. And I
Yeah.
was like, man, what the hell did this conversation come from? Because I was looking like I had missed something. I actually had to rewind. I was like, what the hell
Yeah.
is going on?
That's my problem with
It
her.
just
She
came
tries to
out
come
of
across like,
nowhere.
oh, I'm
And I
being
do
her
think-
friend.
Yeah, I do. It was a little malicious to me.
Yeah.
Because
A little.
she did throw
Yeah,
exactly, it was.
having a conversation about not going to church for 10 years and then going to church with her and hooking her up with a prophet to talk about her life and stuff like that. It was just like, if y'all had that private conversation amongst y'all two, because I think that that's serious. Like, that conversation was a serious conversation. And I believe that it was an organic moment. I think that Drew manipulated that moment to use
She
that
did.
against her.
Yeah.
I really do feel that way. I didn't like that at all. And honestly, I wish Toya just would have showed out in that moment and cut up. And they could have said, I was whoever I wanted to be. I'm this, I'm that. I cut up sober. You can't say I was drunk cutting up. Because I really feel like that was
Yeah.
malice.
It's
That
like
was
she
not
had a
bad.
problem. Yeah, you have a problem when she's drunk. You have a problem when she's not drinking.
Yeah,
It's
it
like
wasn't
it's
making
not
sense.
genuine
I didn't like
at all.
that.
It's like she's using
If
the
a
church
person has
in
a problem
prayer
drinking
to be
and they
malicious.
not drinking, I'm gonna leave them alone. I have a friend.
Congrats, like,
they used to
Exactly.
drink down.
Girl, you want some more water?
Please,
Period.
I'm loving
I got
you
all
today.
kinds of flavored ice if you want it.
Exactly.
Like, that to me, that was very disrespectful, and it goes back to what she did with Kenya with that damn key. It's just like, why are you not drinking? Because I don't want to.
Yeah.
Oh,
She's
well,
done it
let me
before
set-
to Kenya when they went on their dinner. Like,
Yep.
it's-
Let me
that's her
set this
thing.
up.
She
Let
likes
me
to
set
pump
the
it
scene.
up.
Drew, I don't care what nobody say. Drew walked in to taping with notes. She be ready, like, oh, okay, click. Okay, I talked about that. Okay, let me check this part. So what about the black tea you ordered? Because you said you were gonna get green tea and it's black.
And then if you don't give her the answer she wants, she repeats it over and over again. It's like, girl, they already.
And she add her own stuff
on.
in there. Well, are you not drinking because you went to church with me 10 days ago?
Exactly. She knows exactly what she's doing. Exactly.
Girl, or I'm just not. What if she was pregnant or something? Like.
But you know what? I enjoy her.
That whole situation was weird.
Between the two, I can't get with that. And it's been some other moments I'll be like, Drew, but I still have enjoyed her this season. I feel like she's been a great addition. And I feel like that there hasn't been a housewife that's joined the cast in a while where I could be like, I don't understand why she wouldn't come back. Because honestly, they all sit up and they manipulate and do all type of stuff for a moment in TV. She's just newer, so obviously she's critiqued harder, and because we don't really know her as well. But you got to give her credit for being able to do, because she ain't doing what Latoya doing, and that's why we ain't hating her as much as we hate Latoya. I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
I think I like her just as much as Latoya.
I agree.
You say you
Drew has been holding her own.
Yeah.
You know, she is holding her own.
Yeah.
And she's very entertaining for the show. I will give her that.
Yeah.
But she been having some side eye moments.
She has.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not feeling her at all.
Neither am I. I'm with you.
Let's be fair. Go back to the jet conversation with Kenya. The way she threw that in there when the girls was at her house. It was just really weird how it came out too. After a person tell you, listen, I don't want to go through all of that with them.
Yeah.
Tell them I got a private jet.
If you want to be a villain, be a villain, but don't pretend to be a nice person. But you actually shady, malicious stuff behind people's back, and that's what I feel about Drew. It's like it's setting her up for what she's gonna drop on this next episode. So I'm like, I got to put her on blast in front of everybody. But you made such a big deal about Kenya talking about the stripper, but you about to put her on blast about the pastor. You're doing the same thing.
I was gonna say I can already see it. It's interesting how they're gonna get to this pastor stuff, because now I see where it comes from, because they went to church. It's just like I see where it's
That's
going.
why she's setting it up. Like, you trying to pretend like you're her friend, but you actually setting her up.
And we're not stupid. Like, we viewers are not stupid. This is
exactly.
We've had over a decade of content.
She hates Latoya.
I agree.
I don't think she hates Latoya. I think that they actually could have some good. They've had some fun moments as friends.
Good moments.
But it's just like Me personally, I just feel like Latoya, even though this moment she was actually fine, she still is. She's the type of person to where it's just like it was one when she said something and she was just like, don't, like, stop. Like, that's the person that gets on your damn nerves, like, because they just doing all this. I don't know. I can't describe it, but I feel like there's a moment where she just gets on her damn nerves. So I don't know. But their energy, I keep saying their energy is very, somewhat of Kenya and Porsha back then. But they just have a weird back and forth. So we're gonna see as it escalates. I saw somebody throw a pillow at somebody later on, and then what happens on New Orleans, the rest of the trip. So I'm excited to see
can't wait.
But that's really all about Toya right now. Ooh, to this last part. But Kenya, quick thing, Kenya's room and the crayons. What happened with that? Because, baby, that was the exact reason why that baby shouldn't have left at home. Now, I thought that Brooklyn was a great little cute little baby. And she is great and cute. But she clearly, I ain't never seen her do that to her mama's house. So how she do that in the hotel room? What happened?
I know, right?
This is what I want to say. We have never seen her do that at More Manor, right?
That's
and
true.
I honestly don't even think Kenya leave crayons and markers around like that for her to do it, because let's just face it, More Manor does look really nice. It looks nice. She has a lot of white furniture around and stuff like that. So I'm sure she doesn't do that. I just, in my mind, because I got to see it, I just don't understand how in the hell did it get that far to be on everything like that? Yeah. And I know that you probably working a little, probably have to take a couple calls, have to talk to production and stuff before filming start. I get all of that. Probably got to get glam. I don't know what was going on. But I know that, like, if I was a parent, I've watched my nieces and nephews. When I have little kids around, I'm very much so on their backs. Like, even if I put them on the floor to play around, I need to just make sure, because the things that we think kids are not going to get into, they're going to get into it. Like, period. They're going to get into it. So for it to be so much, it was like so much. It was. I saw it. We all saw it because she put it on her story before we even got to see it on the television show. It was on her story. Yeah. It was just like, girl, it's on the sofa. It's on the wall. It's on the dresser. Girl, it's on the comforter. How in the hell did it get? You know what I'm saying? How in the hell did it get to that magnitude that it's everywhere?
Yeah.
And she probably was busy, not even paying attention to her. Like, I don't know.
She probably was on that.
I was like, how she get it on the turkey sausage? It's on the sausage link.
It was on the turkey sausage.
How you got a blue sausage link, girl? What was that?
I don't know. I just wanted to come back because they showed it really quickly, and I was just like, oh no, I'm gonna talk about these notes. In the last scene, of course, they go to the dance thing, and Drew goes to some kind of interview or something like that with Cynthia. I thought that was cute. She took Cynthia. I guess she felt like Cynthia is the most. I don't know why she took Cynthia, but she took Cynthia.
I know why. I'm
probably the most neutral.
Yep.
Okay, because I feel like she probably would have took Candy, but maybe Candy had just got there. I don't know. I feel like Candy would have been the best person to go for that. But the biggest conversation that we're going to talk about before we close out is Porsha and Marlo. Now, this conversation, I could have sworn I saw Marlo crying somewhere in the preview, but I didn't see it in the episode. Did they cut some stuff? I'm confused.
Well, sometimes that happens. I believe they cut it out. I wasn't there, but I did see her crying. Like, she had said something else. But I also thought that when they was having the conversation that Shania was present for some strange reason when she was crying. I thought I saw that too on the little preview. That conversation in general, I feel like it was pointless. I felt like it was a pointless conversation. I honestly think that the communication was disconnected on both sides. Yeah. They didn't understand each other. But maybe, just maybe, it was more to the conversation and we didn't get to see. But that conversation left me looking like, I said, what the hell? They shouldn't have talked that out.
Y'all should have just got back on the bus.
You know, with the conversation at first, they were like kind of laughing-ish. Then it kind of went serious. And I was just like, I guess maybe because I saw the preview and I was expecting more, but I was like, this is what they basically put up to the show. I thought there was no resolution. They left like it was all happy, go lucky, but it really is not. You clearly see even now if you watching the stuff live, they added, they unfollowing each other, so it never.
Well, Candy said that she was like, well, yeah, they are not in a good space.
And I would have expected better from Porsha because Porsha is she's way more like forthcoming with how she feel. But I feel like she was kind of like, she left a little fake too to me. I don't feel like she really got out what she wanted to say, and vice versa with Marlo.
Because what she wants to say is petty.
Okay, go ahead, speak
so
on
she knows she doesn't want to come off petty on national TV because she got 6 years of that. Mm-hmm. So she's trying. What she want to say is petty.
I'm gonna be honest. I would have been petty. Petty is good for television. A lot of the other girls are petty all the time anyway. I just had to be petty. Look, girl, I don't trust Kenya. Marlo, I know how she manipulates people from the past, and I feel like she gonna manipulate you. I don't feel comfortable with you being both of our friends. I would have just had to say it. Because if that's how I feel, I'm not gonna try and beat around my feeling. You know what I'm saying? I just don't feel comfortable with it. I don't trust Kenya. And I know that sometimes girls get to talking and something slips out. Even Latoya got down to the night with nieces. The first thing she says, "Oh, Kenya, Marcus asking for alimony." It's like, girl, I don't want to be talking around you, and one day you get with Kenya and you say something that you ain't supposed to say.
Yeah.
So
but I feel like too, though.
Go ahead, let me see.
Yeah, I was saying I feel like too Portia's kind of exaggerating the situation because she's like, "Oh, I feel like Kenya is manipulating Marlo." I'm like, Cynthia was the one that brought Marlo to Kenya, not the other way around. So it's like she's acting like Kenya went to her. Well, it's like, "Oh, let me be her friend." Like,
it's not who went to who. I think what she's saying is like it was very convenient that at the time in which she was being accused of all this stuff that they became friends. Now, obviously, we saw that Cynthia was the one that was like, "Let's do this."
Yeah,
who knows?
But she doesn't know that at the
maybe
moment.
Cynthia could be behind the scenes. You know they say about Cent. She could really be behind the scenes.
That's
that's
50 Cent.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. She's making it seem like it was Kenya that went to her. And like you said, it was a convenient moment. But again, Kenya was looking at Marlo like it was Cynthia that brought Marlo to her room. So it was just a convenient time, like you said.
But to be fair, Porsha didn't get to see Cynthia talking to Kenya.
Yeah, she didn't.
She did.
I mean, Kenya are talking to Marlo and trying to get them to do a kumbaya moment. So I think that from the outside looking in, I already have beef with this girl. Now y'all walk up to the dinner last together, and it kind of looks like because Cynthia introduced the conversation and she left. So it kind of looks like before we came to dinner, maybe Kenya wanted to get on good terms with Marlo so that she could have somebody else in her corner. So I can see where Portia's mind frame is because we're getting to see it play out. But in the moment when it's playing out, she don't get to see that. So I probably, and I'm going to be real, I probably would have thought that too. Like, oh, girl, now she want to make up with her because she want to drag this situation out. And she wants somebody to be on her team. So I would have thought that too.
It just seemed like, they had a plan with Kenya, and Marlo being friends with Kenya is like messing up their plan with Kenya. Whatever that plan was, whether it was to ice Kenya out, go gang on Kenya, whatever. Because now they got Drew. So they got another person, and Drew is literally the one. Nobody really got to dig into Kenya this season because Drew's doing it. Drew is like.
She's on there. Like I said, she's obsessed. It's like
she picked the peach. She said, "I'll be that peach. I will be that peach. I will be the peach that go after Kenya." But
I don't feel like she obsessed. I don't. I'm just gonna.
It's like I see. Well, maybe not obsessed is a strong word, but every time you look up, it's little digs, especially when they do the confessional. She's always making little slick, shady comments.
She's seeking out problems with Kenya, and this coming from. I don't even like Kenya. Like that's so weird.
They show us. Now we have to be fair. We don't get to see what they show us. So also, do y'all think? Let's just go back. I'm sorry because I didn't get to speak on it before.
Okay.
Do y'all think that when they were at the table for dinner, when they were still in North Carolina, wherever, do you think that Drew was coming from a place of malice, just asking her questions?
They said though they put a lot of stuff out of this thing.
I think she got offended. I really think she. I think she was on defense.
Wait, you thought who was on defense?
I think.
You thought who was on the defense?
I thought that Kenya was on the defense. I really didn't think Drew was digging at her then. I think she started antagonizing her after she saw how Kenya react. I actually think that she started picking when she seen how Kenya react. And you know that Drew is new, so maybe she got to feel her way through and do those things when she sees getting a reaction out of a person. But I really don't even think that she was antagonizing her at that dinner when they were still in North Carolina.
I think
she was. She definitely was.
In the
Again,
beginning.
Candy, they already said that they cut the scenes. Drew started crying, ran off. They cut all of this stuff out. So it made it look like it was one thing. But even Candy said that they cut a whole bunch of stuff out with Drew.
Okay.
And she
I
ran
just
off,
don't.
crying, all this extra stuff.
I don't know if she was coming at Kenya specifically, but I do think that she set a very negative base when she said, "Let's play a game, real or fake," because at that point, everybody's on.
I didn't.
It's like telling somebody, I'll fight everybody up in here. And everybody like, well, who you go? Who you? Everybody's like, who really?
You
No,
gonna
you're
fight?
not.
So I'm just saying. So I think with that to defend Key in this moment, I think obviously she was already on the defense because they had already told her she was a bad host. So it just made sense for her to be like, a hit dog will holler. And so I don't think she was attacking specifically Kenya, but I think it was very negative how she put it out there, and it just kind of went from there. That's like just like
It was. I think she was supposed to do that. I think that's what they went in there.
Yeah.
Planning to do, and I'm not saying it's. I mean, they all plan stuff out, Kenya herself included. So I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying I see it now. I see what you did there.
Yeah.
We see each other.
Okay, like we see it, and so okay, back to Porsha and Marlo. That conversation null and void at this point and it was null and void then unless they cut something out. And Porsha didn't go back from what we saw. She didn't go back and like say anything to anybody. We didn't see what happened back on the bus. We just saw Shamia about to get in.
Ooh, that's what I want to talk about.
About to get in Latoya.
Okay.
But I want to talk about that too.
First of all, she came up from like this.
We don't know how that went. For real. We just saw them get on the bus and be quiet.
Go back to sleep.
Good night.
Listen, Shamia is. I love Shamia, and Shamia is one of the only ones that has given a nice, solid read to one of my faves, Phaedra. So, I just feel like I would leave Shamia alone. Now, I will say this.
I love
Kenya. Kenya
But
said something
let's
really
talk
key.
about Shamia though.
Wait a minute, let me say this. Kenya
quick.
made something really. She had something really key. She said something about Shamia being loyal to Porsha, but Porsha not being loyal to Shamia. And I'm gonna have to. And I love Porsha, but I remember back to the baby shower, whatever it was, the wedding, and that whole situation where Porsha was like on the outside. She was not being the most loyal to Shamia, in my opinion. But I love Shamia, and I'm glad that she is, still she is really defending her friend.
Yeah.
Girls can't take it, but some friendships are a little uneven. They come back together, and that's just what it is. But go ahead.
But go back. Yeah, go back to Phaedra's last season when they were out to lunch, and it was Sheree, Phaedra, and not Kenya, Lord, Porsha.
Yeah.
And she was talking about that like, oh, your friend, she's effing Candy and Todd. Porsha
said like, baby.
That's what I'm saying.
She did this.
That's what I'm saying. Porsha has had moments where I will agree that if someone she's opened the room for somebody to say that, because proof is in the pudding, and we've seen her like kind of throw Shamia to the side a little bit in the past, but they come back. Robert, what you thinking, Chad? Robert, like,
So for me, I totally agree with what Kenya said. I don't think that it has always been shown in the best light of Porsha being a really great friend to on this show. But I do respect Shamia's loyalty, right? And I honestly want to say I believe that Porsha really loves Shamia and she's really her friend. I just think that sometimes, like I said, they're not always shown in the best light on this show. And I also don't understand the dynamic of their friendship. I don't know it personally. We don't know. These children have known each other for a very long time. So like, I don't know their relationship. So if Shamia and Porsha are good with their relationship, so am I, child. I'm good too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like sometimes friendships, they're a little uneven.
Oh, Jesus.
They're not the most healthy. But just like relationships, friendships, they all like that. But I do
Porsha
agree.
has the same relationship with Shamia that she do with Dennis, that she do with her sister.
Oh Lord Jesus.
Period.
I'm not gonna say I agree.
Period.
Now I don't know Dennis
yes,
now. That is the sister maybe.
Dennis is a little.
I'm gonna say it because it. And I'm speaking on specific scenes that I really don't want to get into when I say Dennis, but it's just like she's selfish. So she's selfish. I've seen her selfish in 3 different situations with 3 different people she's close to.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just her personality.
Mm.
So I have to agree with Robert. Like she loves Shamia. That's who Porsha is. It's
Yeah.
not the best, but I mean that's who you choose to be friends with. Then that's who you. If you gonna ride for your friend when she don't ride for you, that's just the friendship y'all got.
I'm gonna say that, and then we're gonna close out. I'm gonna say that Porsha has grown a lot, and I feel like in those stages where she was a little disloyal to Shamia, I think that was her down stages. Obviously, it was around the time of the allegations of Candy, up until the issues with Nene.
Mm-hmm.
But I think this current Porsha that we've seen the last two seasons, I don't think that will ever happen again. I think she definitely has some
I
side
agree.
eye moments, but I think she's definitely, when it comes to loyalty, we'll never see these issues again. So we're gonna close out on that. We can continue this conversation later, but we
Okay.
gotta lean out. I want to thank each of y'all for leaning in today. Of course, Asia, Lamecia, Jasmine couldn't be here, but Robert came
Yes.
in today, and it was a fabulous time. Hopefully, maybe he'll come back
Hello.
when things get back. Maybe we'll invite him back and talk about the rest, because I think they're in New Orleans for like three, 3 or 4 episodes, I believe, because the season is ending soon.
Yeah.
So
It's like 2 or 3 like episodes.
yeah.
But
Oh,
I
Yeah.
hope that I get to come back and share my thoughts with y'all after y'all
Yes.
episode, because once you see the final episode, I'm
Yeah.
sure you're gonna have questions for me anyway.
Yes.
Ah!
I got questions
We got to
now,
have you
but
back.
I'm
Let me
gonna
go.
just
Okay.
Go ahead and put me on your calendar,
Because
child.
if it plays out how I know that it happened, like being there, you're going to see you're going to see a whole argument. I'm just going to let y'all know it's going to be with Drew and Kenya. Yeah,
Okay.
cool surprise. But it's going to be an entire argument with Drew and Kenya, and then I'm going to get thrown into the scene again, and it's a whole
Yes.
lot that transpires. So
Yes.
I want
That
y'all
makes me
to,
excited.
Okay.
yes, I want y'all to lean in
We could, child. We leaning
because
there each and every week,
I'll be
child.
waiting.
Yes. We're gonna lean into that.
Come on, that little show. That was a sexy lean.
I
Okay.
got this shoulder out, so
We're gonna lean out. You can find each Asia, Lamisi, and Robin on Instagram on the screen here, and of course me. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment all things the lean. We are almost at 1,000 subscribers, child. We getting up there. So do that, and then I know we getting up there, child. So until then, we gonna see y'all later, and we'll holla out. Well, bye.
lean out. Bye.
Lean